taking biodiversity data collection to the grassroots in Ekiti State, Nigeria, using the iNaturalist application by Ekiti Biodiversity Survey Projects. Biodiversity conservation efforts in Nigeria are often hindered by limited data, centralizing research structures, and resource constraints. To add to these challenges, the Ekiti State Biodiversity Survey Project launched an innovative citizen science initiative in Ekiti State, leveraging on the iNaturalist application to engage local communities in biodiversity monitoring. This grassroots approach empowered residents, including youths, students, traditional custodians, and conservation enthusiasts, to document flora, fauna, using a simple mobile app. Now, citizen science involves public participation in scientific data collection, and iNaturalist enables this through photo, audio, and geotagging of biodiversity records. These are some of the photographs uploaded on the iNaturalist platform, the butterfly and the green pigeon. And here you see one of our volunteers using their smartphone to collect data for uploading. Now, documenting and monitoring biodiversity is one of our major objectives, and empowering communities as active conservation stakeholders, integrates traditional knowledge with modern science, advocates for creation of well-managed protected areas, legal protection of sacred groves and sacred forests. Here you see in the photograph one of the communities we are working in. It includes the men, women, and the youths, so no discrimination. And this is one of the signboards put up to delineate one of the sacred forests in Ekiti State. Now, implementation strategy. We started with community workshops, town hall meetings and seminars, training on the iNaturalist application. And then we engaged school students, clubs, and youth on field trips. The poster here shows you the one-day capacity building forum on biodiversity management and familiarization with the iNaturalist application. It was hosted by the Ekiti State Forestry Commission as far back as August 2021. We had speakers from all over the world that engaged through Zoom and spoke to the participants, all who are willing to, yes, take advantage of the situation of getting to know about how to document their biodiversity. We've also had events such as BioBlitz, where we took communities out. Here is one of our outings, which as far back as September 2023, where we did BioBlitz of a particular area. We had support of some of our sister organizations, GADEF, and the Ekiti State Forestry Commission as well. Now, key achievements. We've had over 700 biodiversity observations documented. We've documented over 1,000 species, and we've seen range and extension of the Ibadan Malimbe, which was observed in Ado-Ekiti. Ibadan Malimbe is an endemic and endangered bird species, one of the weavers, and very little is still known about the range and the activities of the bird. Now, we are the leading citizen science biodiversity project in Nigeria on iNaturalist, not in terms of the number of observations, but in terms of participants. And this is something we want to increase the number of coverage, the number of participants. And the graph here shows you that there are more animal species that have been observed, followed by plants, fungi, and then microorganisms. We also have a pie chart showing, 3 pie charts showing the different species that are observed. Now, sacred groves and restoration, sacred groves such as Okeabani-Jorin, Igbo-Ogun, identified as biodiversity hotspots, which was as a result of our outing 2 years ago, where we went around Ekiti State. We visited up to 32 local governments, and we went around documenting biodiversity in selected sacred groves and sacred forests. We came up with a list of 10 sacred groves and sacred forests to be delineated as protected area and designated as community protected areas, which was approved by the then governor of the state. And efforts are being now made to have boundaries of those places and put together the community to know how to manage their sacred forests and sacred groves. We've linked cultural heritage with ecological restoration. And in this photograph, you see one of the custodians of the sacred forests paying homage to the gods when we went to visit on our behalf. Now, the Ekiti Biodiversity Survey Project demonstrates inclusive grassroots-driven biodiversity conservation, combining technology, as the use of smartphones, traditional knowledge, as the indigenous names of some of these plants and what they use them for, and then some of the stories around them, and community engagement, strengthening policy and stewardship in Ekiti State. We would like to definitely upscale what we are doing so that more states will be involved in such projects in Nigeria. In this photograph, I'm speaking to the governor of the state and a former senator and a few university lecturers on the importance of biodiversity and the importance of policymakers in, yes, making a difference in protecting our biodiversity. One of the main fallouts of this project is hearing the stories of the indigenous communities around biodiversity and finding out that there's a disconnect between what our ancestors did to protect biodiversity and what present day is doing with regards to biodiversity. And we're finding out that we have to bridge this gap so that we don't lose what we have and we take advantage of what we have to get what we want. A lot of stories have come out, and in later days, we'll be sharing some of this with everybody. Now, thank you very much for listening, and I want to thank iNaturalist for making this presentation possible. The Glen Cafe, we're very grateful. Ekiti Biodiversity Survey Projects, and Ekiti State Forestry Commission, and others too numerous to mention. Thank you very much.